Taking a look at a tweet from Trey Yingst, filtering through some of those photos, very disturbing images down there on the ground. And right now, I want to bring Trey onto our programming at Live Now. He has been reporting really from the front line of this attack. Trey, thank you so much for being with us. I want you to start by just describing the scene. I know that you're a few miles away from where that attack happened, but tell us, what has it been like over there in Israel after this devastating terrorist attack?
Yeah, absolutely. It has been horrific for the Israeli people, a true nightmare. Right now, Israeli media is reporting more than 300 dead and more than 1,500 injured, along with dozens of hostages that were taken into the Gaza Strip and made prisoners of war. This all started this morning when Hamas and Islamic Jihad launched a cross-border attack, taking militants into southern Israel on the backs of motorcycles and pickup trucks. At the same time, they fired thousands of rockets into southern and central Israel. As air raid sirens were sounding in this area, there were militants taking civilians back into Gaza and also slaughtering families that live in some of the smaller communities along the border. Hamas actually controlled some territory in southern Israel for hours until Israeli forces were able to recapture that territory. What we're looking at now, though, is an expected massive operation by the Israelis. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country is now at war, and we are getting reports tonight of Israeli tanks headed toward the Gaza border. You can expect to see both an air and ground assault on Gaza following this attack earlier today. Back to you.
Trey, I did just want to ask you one more question. I know that it's been a very hectic day over there. I have photos right now on the screen. Israeli families running from their apartment buildings after those strikes. Devastating. You were describing just how horrific that aftermath looked. You do a lot of foreign correspondency for Fox News. I want you to describe to us a bit how this compares to maybe other scenes, other big stories that you have covered when it comes to tensions overseas.
Yeah, I've covered wars all over the world in places that are traditionally known to be gruesome. We saw massacres in Ukraine. To see this many civilians slaughtered in one day in such a way, it is shocking, and it's shocking to much of the population here. These people, the majority of them, were not soldiers. They were not trying to harm Palestinians. Some were at a music festival. Others were at home resting on Shabbat with their families when militants entered their neighborhoods and started to kill aimlessly. The images that we're seeing from inside Gaza are truly unspeakable. They are horrific. Women that have been dragged by their hair by these militants into waiting jeeps that they stole from the Israeli army, parading people through the streets of Gaza. And now tonight, Hamas says those hostages are in the tunnels underneath Gaza, making it very difficult for the Israeli military to conduct operations against Hamas and Islamic Jihad, because they are keeping these Israeli civilians and soldiers in the same place that they store their rockets. Back to you.
Trey Yingst, Fox News foreign correspondent. Again, we appreciate you checking in with us here at Live Now from Fox, giving us details that really only you can describe as someone that has been down there on the ground. Please stay safe. We look forward to checking in with you later on as we continue to cover the conflict over there in Israel.
Thank you.